Namaste. My name is Sandy Ferreira, and this is Luis Davila. We're both Jivamukti Yoga teachers, and today we would like to share with you a practice to help align and strengthen your wrists and shoulders, building up to a handstand class. So Luis, if you would come down into child's pose. Good. Now, if child's pose hurts your knees, you're welcome to place a blanket underneath your hips right behind your knees and extend the arms out in front of you. So while you're here in child's pose, I'd like you to focus on your breath, breathing in and out through the nose with an audible sound called Ujjayi Pranayama. And then concentrate on breathing right into the back of the body, breathing between the shoulder blades. And feel as you lengthen the breath, how that begins to lengthen the body. And you can lengthen through the waist. Good. And then slowly, if Luis would come up onto his fingertips, you can see how the palms lift, the wrists lift, and the shoulders lift. And then you start to create this space right between your shoulder blades. And then a lifting up through the armpit, chest area. And this is especially important for any pose where you have weight on the hands. Downward dog, handstands, even crow pose, any pose. So continue to create this lift through the armpit, chest area, broadening across the upper back, and focus on the neck staying soft. Continue to deepen the breath and then place your hands onto the floor. And slowly inhale, lift the hips up. So you come up onto your hands and knees. Great. And you can always readjust, taking the hands underneath the shoulders. So we're going to focus on the wrists a little bit here. So as you inhale, start to lift the heel of the wrist up off the floor. And focus on pressing down right underneath the index finger knuckle and right underneath the pinky finger knuckle. Thumb is very relaxed. And then exhale, slowly lower the wrist back down. Great. And then inhale, slowly lift the wrist up, really strengthening through the forearm. And then exhale, slowly lower the wrist down. Wonderful. Inhale, slowly lift the wrist up, keeping the back broad. And exhale, slowly lower the wrist down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale as you lift. Wonderful. And exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you lower. And then you're going to turn the fingers out to the sides and rotate the fingers all the way back towards the knees. So this begins to stretch through the forearm muscle that was just working. Now you can soften the elbows there, especially if you tend to hyperextend. And the wrist keeps pressing into the floor, but you're still creating this lift through the bones of your wrist. Keep breathing. Wonderful. And take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out, keeping the back broad and the belly lifted. Then slowly turn your fingers forward again and come to sit down on your heels. You can keep the toes pointed. And again, if this hurts your knees, put a blanket underneath your hips. Take your hands to prayer, and you're just going to rotate your fingers forward to stretch through the forearm a little bit more. And then start to rotate over the hand so the fingers point down, and you can continue that rotation so the hands rotate away from the body and then in. A slight pressure, pressing the hands together, will help to open up through the back of the wrist and strengthen the little muscles that support the hands. Keep breathing. And then switch directions. Excellent. Great job, Luis. And then slowly come back down onto your hands and knees, and we're going to focus on the fingers a little bit. So you're going to keep pressing down underneath the base of your index finger knuckle, and then start to curl the fingers a little bit so you can press into your fingertips. And this will wake up the strength in your hands. Good. And feel how the second knuckle on your finger lifts. That's it. While the index finger knuckle presses down, which is harder to do than you think. And think about the fingers curling in towards you. If you've ever seen a picture of a tree frog that climbs the side of the trees, they have these Very fat fingertips. So think about your fingertips hugging the earth while you're grounding down at the same time. Good. Softening through the elbows, shoulders broaden. And then just start to feel how the hands press into the floor and the shoulders integrate onto the back, and you can let your heart melt. And then as you inhale, lift the chest up and feel how the back broadens. And then as you exhale, let the heart melt. Inhale, lift the chest, drawing the belly in. And then exhale, let your heart melt. Just do that a few times so you can feel how the shoulders begin to integrate onto the back. Good. And keep the shoulders integrating onto your back and start to lift the chest and look up, coming into cat-cow. Great. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone under and round your spine, pulling the belly in. Inhale, arching, lifting the chest, looking up. Shoulders drawn to the back. And exhale, curl the tailbone under and round, just breathing into the spine, finding all of this movement. You can keep going on your own. All of this movement through the shoulders and through the hips. Nice. And then come back to a neutral spine. Still feel the shoulders integrate onto the back. And then you're going to keep the belly lifted. Wonderful. And then you can step the feet back to a plank pose one at a time. Great. Keep pressing into your fingertips, rooting into the base of your index finger knuckle. Find that you're really lifting up through the forearms, but the heart stays broad and the elbows even soft. Good. Then slowly exhale into downward dog, lifting the sit bones up towards the sky, letting the head and neck release. Keep breathing deeply through your nose and see if you can start to feel how the back of the neck stays soft, the ears between the arms. Shake your head out a little bit. And while the head and neck shakes, just keep the neck softening so that the muscles at your upper back, the trapezius muscles, they don't have to work extra. And we have a habit of always holding our tension in our shoulders. See if the shoulders can draw down the back and you get into the strength in your back. Good. Then inhale, come forward to plank pose. Shoulders right over the wrist. Now feel how the breath helps you to lengthen forward. You're pressing into the fingertips. You're pressing into the roots of your fingers. And then lift your right leg just 3 inches off the floor. Good. Reach the right heel back and the heart forward and keep lengthening and lifting through your belly. And then exhale, lower the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep breathing deeply. Feel that your hips stay level, your heart draws forward, and your left heel presses back. And then exhale, lower the left foot to the floor. Take another breath in plank pose, and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Keep waking up your awareness of your hands, rooting down right into the base of your index finger knuckle and into your fingertips. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Then slowly walk the feet forward towards the hands, coming into Uttanasana. Take your time, breathing the whole way there. Notice when the hands might have to lift up off the floor. Then you'll take the feet together and the hands right next to the feet, bending forward over the legs. Deepen the breath. Keep the head and neck relaxed. And again, feel how the back of the neck lengthens and the shoulders draw back. So instead of bending forward from your neck, bend forward from your abdomen and keep drawing the belly in and up. Take another breath in and breathe out. Good. Then soften the knees, relax the torso, and inhale, roll up to stand slowly. Great. So now we will take our mats over to the wall and continue practicing handstands at the wall. So we've taken the mat over to the wall, and I'd like you to come down and sit with your hips against the wall and your back against the wall. Good. And then you're going to lift your arms up and take the palms to face each other while your thumbs touch the wall. And then you can rest your head on the wall as well and feel how that can relax the muscles in the front of your neck. Now, while you're here breathing, flex the feet and really activate your whole body, getting into this 90-degree angle shape. Pay a little bit of attention what's happening at your lower back. So let your arms relax. Slide your hands right into the space of your lower lumbar spine and feel how naturally there's a curve there. Then I want you to press the top of your sacrum into the wall, pulling the navel to your spine, and feel how that helps to engage your abdomen. Then slowly inhale, lift the arms back up. Now as your arms reach up, keep releasing through your shoulders and through your neck. Relax through the jaw. Breathe deeply. And then press the navel towards the spine and feel how the lower back is grounding into the wall while the legs are extending forward. And then notice where your feet are lined up on your mat, and you're going to put your hands here. So relax your arms down. Come over onto your hands and knees with your hands right where your feet just were. And then your feet against the wall. Good. So I'd like you to watch this first round, watching Louise come up into a 90-degree handstand using the wall, and then you'll do the second round with us. So while you're here pressing into the hands, you're going to remember how to press into your fingertips, so the fingertips ground down, and then root right into the base of your index finger knuckles. Then slowly inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Exhale, start to press back towards a very short downward dog. Avoid the urge to walk your hands forward. You can bend the knees when you're here. Let your head relax, and then notice this space between your legs, and you can kind of see where your hip level is. So you're going to inhale, bend the right knee, and slide the right foot up the wall, right to about hip level, but keep the knee bent. Press into the hands, extend through the arms, and then you're going to place your left foot on the wall right next to your right foot, but keep the knees bent. Good. Then slowly watch how Luis presses his shoulders back towards the wall as his hips start to lift up over his shoulders while his legs extend. This might feel very challenging, and sometimes the common thing that happens is the chest comes forward and the shoulders come forward. Show them. And then the feet will slide down. Yeah, he can't even do it. Come on. Good. So what I want you to focus on is pressing the shoulders towards the wall. You can walk the hands a little further forward. Sometimes that makes it a little bit easier. And then step the feet up the wall about hip height. Keep the knees bent. This is a great place to start, and you could even stay here. As the arms extend and the shoulders strengthen, the hips can come out over the shoulders. So his hands are a little further forward, not quite 90, maybe it's a 100-degree angle. But know that over time, your shoulders and wrists will strengthen. You'll be able to walk the hands in. Now, sometimes people bend the elbows in this pose. It's hard to keep the arms straight, so I'll show you what to do for that. Slowly bend the knees and walk the feet down. Good. Great. So Luis can lower his knees to the floor, and then he's going to grab hold of the belt, and the belt's going to help keep the arms straight. If you find when you're in downward dog your elbows bend a lot, definitely put the belt on just below your elbow. And then the arms press out. Good. I'm going to make his belt a little bit wider so that the wrists, you can see, are shoulder width apart. Then now, practicing with us, come down onto your hands and knees with your feet right by the wall. Great. Now the hands can be right under the shoulders, or the fingers can be just a little bit further forward to make it more accessible. Then lift the knees up off the floor. Good. Let the head relax. So now the head will fit right between the belt and your arms. Bend the knees slightly. Keep lifting the hips up and just notice that space between the legs. And you're going to step the left foot up the wall, just in line with the hip. Push into the left foot, step the right foot next to it. Keep the knees bent and just get used to being upside down. Press into the fingertips, root into the base of the index finger knuckle, lengthen through the arms and shoulders. Breath is deep. And as you're ready, start to extend through the legs. Good. And you want the feet in line with the hips, a little bit higher. Breathe deeply there. Try to stay there for 5 breaths if you can. And really lift the sit bones up towards the sky. And then slowly bend the knees and walk the feet down. You can take the belt off if you're wearing the belt and then come into child's pose, just resting there for a moment. Nice. Let the head and neck relax and take a moment to let the shoulders relax here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. And we're going to come up to stand this time. Good. Turn around and face the wall. Place your hands on the wall. Draw your hips back. Take the feet together. And we're recreating this 90-degree angle now with the hands on the wall and the feet on the floor. Good. Deepen the breath. And imagine like you're going to push the wall over. So there's that much strength in the arms, though you might not feel it's as heavy as when your hands are on the floor. But see if you can take this time just to feel this broadness in the upper back, broadness across the chest, and how deep and full the breath can be, lengthening through the sides of the waist. Then keeping the arms straight, the belly lifted, and trying not to lean to one side, you're going to very slowly bend the right knee, and inhale, lift the right foot up, and exhale, extend the right leg back. Great. Common thing here in Warrior 3, as well as in a handstand practice, is for the right hip to open. So I want you to inhale, open the right hip, and then exhale, close down the right hip just so it's in line with the left, feeling how the right thigh rolls inward. And then do that 2 more times. Inhale, open, and exhale, square. Inhale, open, exhale, square. Good. Then keeping the hips square, really press back through the inner right heel, lifting from the inner thigh, lifting from the belly. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, lower the right foot down next to the left foot. Good. Take a breath here in this 90-degree angle shape, broadening across the back. And then slowly bend the left knee into the chest. Take a breath in. As you exhale, extend the left leg back. Great. Same thing. You're going to broaden across the back, keep the arms extending, pull the belly in. Then as you inhale, open the left hip, and then exhale, square, rolling the left thigh in. Inhale, open, exhale, square. Good. Inhale, open, and exhale, square. Then keep the hips square, feeling how you're lifting from the inner thigh, and then reaching back from the inner heel. And feel how the hands and the feet connect. Take a breath in, and then exhale, slowly lower the left foot down. You can bend the knees a little bit, and then place the hands on the floor. So now you're in a downward dog. Even walking the hands down the wall, excellent. Now the hands are shoulder width apart. You can also be a little bit wider. And you might notice how Luis is turning his hands out a little bit. And that's a great thing to do, to have your index fingers parallel if the shoulders are tight. So a slight turnout in the hands help to broaden across the upper chest and shoulders. This is also a short downward dog so that the feet are a little closer to the hands than they normally would be. And then you want to stack the shoulders right over the wrists and have the fingers about 5 inches away from the wall. So you don't want your head touching the wall in this one. Then lift the heels up high, good, and feel how the sit bones lift. You'll start with the right leg lifting up to the sky and extend through the right leg, pointing the toe, similar to how you just did Warrior 3 at the wall. Then you're going to bend the left knee as you exhale and just tap the right toes to the floor. Inhale, hop up, and then exhale, come back down. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, come back down. Good. And then inhale, extend all the way up to the wall, extending through the arms, pressing into your fingertips, lifting through the wrists. Good. And see if you can really reach upwards towards the sky. Great. Breathe there. start to gaze between your fingers. Great. And as you're gazing between the fingers, see if you can reach upwards a little bit more. If you feel comfortable, you can always take one foot off the wall and reach up through that leg. Take a breath in, and exhale, bring that foot back to the wall, and then inhale, take your other foot off the wall. Deepen the breath, extend up through that leg, and then slowly lower one foot at a time down towards the floor. Breathe, and rest in child's pose. Wonderful. Let the head and neck release. Let the shoulders release and keep the breath steady. Great. And we'll just try one more time. So we focused a lot on how to come up to handstand, and you can keep practicing hopping up, using your breath to integrate the movement. And you might just do this first part in the beginning. So let's try with the left leg. So you're going to inhale, lift the left leg. And then as you exhale, just bend the right knee and let the left toes touch. Without even hopping, you're going to inhale, extend both legs and lift back up. And then exhale, bend, let the left toes touch. Inhale, extend, that's it. Exhale, bend. If you have a hard time hopping up, I guarantee you're holding your breath. So do this first. Keep inhaling up and exhaling as you touch. And then inhale, hop up. Good. And you might hop a few times, or you might come all the way up to the wall. Keep breathing. Extend upward. If you're going to balance here with the feet on the wall, it's fine to keep the head relaxed, and you can gaze to the back edge of your mat. When you're starting to learn how to balance, gaze right between your fingertips. Press into the fingertips, extend through the arms, and keep reaching your legs upwards. Now try to keep one heel on the wall, and we'll focus on how we can come down easily. So one leg's on the wall, he's going to keep reaching upwards, and then slowly lower his opposite leg down, very, very slowly, very, very slowly. And then inhale, lift that leg back up. Good. Keep the left foot on the wall, exhale, start to lower the right foot down. Good. Keep gluing the left heel to the wall, inhale, lift back up. Good. This time we'll come down, slowly lower the left foot. Keep reaching upwards with the right leg, and see if this can help you to slowly come back to the earth. Come down into child's pose, and take at least 5 breaths there. Let the head and neck relax. And the arms can either extend forward or they can be back by your sides, whichever you feel most restful in. Good. And then come to sit up. Good. And we'll just do one quick wrist release exercise. So we did so much on the hands. So you can grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Hold on tight right by the wrist joint. And then pull down with your left hand. Good. Stop there. Breathe. Make a fist with your right hand and just some gentle circles. And feel how the left hand stretches the skin on the right wrist. And circle in the other direction. Great. Slowly release. And we'll try the other side. So grab the left wrist with the right hand. You can squeeze fairly tightly there. And then pull down with your left hand. Good. Feel how that stretches the skin and the fascia in the left wrist. Make a fist with the left hand. Gentle circles. And just allow that to release the wrist and keep breathing. And then circle in the other direction. And then slowly release. Great. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.